Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. We are back. Finally, this is going to be my, as you can see, 23-24 Premier League predictions. So let's get started. We're going to start at the relegation zone and make our way up. Actually, we'll do it. Actually, we'll go with the champions first because I know who's going to be champions. The winner of the Premier League, in my opinion, is going to be Manchester City. Now, to get those Champions League spots, who do I think is going to do it? I think Liverpool are going to have a good season, and they are going to actually finish second. They're going to have they're going to have a good year. You know, they are in the Europa League this year, but I feel like this is going to be their year. They'll build it again. They'll have a good season this season, and they will finish second. I still think City will run away with the league, though. That's the thing. I think City will still run away with the league. I don't think it's going to be close. Coming in third, in my opinion, who I think is going to actually finish third is Arsenal. You know, a great season last season, finishing second at the end of it. They could have won the league. They were up there. This season, I feel like they'll go back a bit because how much they put into last season, but they'll still finish in the top four and they'll finish respectfully, third place Arsenal. Now, the team who I think are going to get that final Champions League spot, I actually think it's going to be Newcastle yet again. I think Newcastle are going to sneak in. It's going to be close, but I think Newcastle will sneak into the top four for the second year in a row. And get more Champions League football. Coming in at fifth, who I think are going to miss out by 1 or 2 points of coming fourth, in my opinion, is Manchester United. I think they're going to have a good season, but they'll just fall short of that top four, and they will finish in fifth place, qualifying for the Europa League. Now, who do I think is coming in sixth? I've actually got Spurs finishing in sixth place. I've got Tottenham Hotspur. They'll have a season. They'll have an alright season, like normally they'll have a good part of the season, then they'll have a poor part of the season, but they will manage to finish sixth place. Now, who do I think is going to go and actually qualify for the Conference League in seventh place? Who I think is going to finish seventh place? It could be a couple of teams, up here. I do think, though, Chelsea are going to finish seventh. They had a 12th place season last season, and I think they're going to have not a great season again, and their fans are going to cry yet again, and they will finish seventh place. And just behind them, in eighth spot, I've actually got Brighton, who I think will have another great season, and will just miss out on seventh by, maybe like 1 or 2 wins. I think it's going to be close. I think Brighton have the ability to have a good season, and I think they will have another good season. They just keep regenning great players, and they'll continue that by... There'll be another player that will come into the squad that no one's ever heard of, and he will be one of their best players. And they will finish in 8th position. Now, who do I think is going to finish 9th? I've actually got West Ham. I think West Ham will finish 9th in the Premier League. I think they'll have an alright season, and I think they will finish 9th. Kind of last season wasn't a great season for them. But they are in the Europa League this season due to the fact that they won the conference. So yeah, and I do think that Europe will have an impact on them just like it did last season, but they will finish higher than last season, and they will finish in 9th position. Coming in 10th, I've actually got Brentford. I think Brentford will have a good season again. I don't know if Ivan Toney's leaving the club or not. I don't know. He can't play football, I just remembered. Until, I can't remember when it is. I think it's January? Someone will let me know in the comments. January, February, something like that. So yeah, but I do have Brentford having a decent season, finishing mid-table. And finishing in 10th. Now, who I got in finishing in 11th is actually Burnley FC. I think Burnley are going to be that surprise package. You always get that surprise package of one of the promoted teams having a better season than the rest of them, and they're the standout one. Burnley under company, they're going to have that breakout year, and they're going to finish in mid-table. They're going to finish it in 12th. Viz is going to be happy with this prediction. That's 11th, actually. Isn't it? 8, 9, 10. That's 11th, sorry. They will be finishing in 11th place. Coming in at 12th. And after I do 12th, I will do the relegation zone before the bottom half. But coming in 12th place, I'm actually going to go Wolves. I think 12th place will be Wolves. I think Wolves will be able to have a decent season, and they'll be able to finish in mid-table, finish in 12th, have a respectful season, and, have like a respectful season where, the fans will be happy. They'll have a bit of good in the season, a bit of bad, but overall a good season for them. Coming in now, we're going to do the relegation zone. Bottom, who I think are going to finish in last place in the Premier League and get relegated. Rock bottom. I hate to do this, I'm sorry, but Luton Town. I want Luton Town to survive. I want Luton Town to I'm gonna be cheering. I'm gonna actually be probably, if I was gonna support anyone in the Premier League this season as a Leeds fan, we're in the Championship. It's gonna be Luton. I just want them to shock everyone and survive, but I just don't see it happening, and I think they will finish rock bottom. But their fans will be happy they got to see them play Premier League football, and it's a big achievement for a club like Luton Town, which, they deserve the congratulations of getting to the Premier League, but I don't think it's going to be a fun ride for those fans. Now, coming in... Sorry, boys. Coming in at 19th place, getting relegated just ahead of Luton, I'm going to go with Sheffield United. I think Burnley are going to be the only team out of the 3 promoted teams that actually survive. And I do think Sheffield United are going to go down, sadly. Not sadly, because I don't like them. Anyway, now I'm going to do the bottom half before I do the relegation, and we can make it like the final 2 teams who's going to get relegated. So, who I think will finish 13th in the Premier League. Sorry, boys. Who I think will finish 13th in the Premier League. I think it's going to be Aston Villa. I think they'll have a decent season, but the fans might not be happy with this prediction because it's bottom half, but I do think they'll have an alright season. 13th isn't terrible, and I think they could finish high, and I could be completely wrong. I probably am completely wrong. My predictions don't normally go well, so, yeah. But I think Villa will finish in 13th, which could be a shock to a lot of people that think they'll finish way higher than that. But I've got a feeling they will finish bottom half, 13th, right there. Who I think will finish now in 14th position. I'm actually going to go with Crystal Palace. I think Palace will have a good season, Zaha's gone now, but I do think they'll hold on to their Premier League survival by, they'll be safe before the final 5 games of the season. They will finish 14th in the Premier League, and their fans will go home happy knowing they're in the Premier League their season after. Who I think is going to come in 15th position. I actually think Fulham are going to come 15th in the Premier League and survive and stay up yet again. I've heard a lot of people say they might go straight down after they've had a good season, but I have a weird feeling they will survive. They won't have a greater season as last season. They'll drop down a bit, but they will continue their Premier League status and they'll survive in the Premier League. Who I've got finishing in 16th position is actually, I do think it's going to be, I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest. I think they'll survive yet again this season, and I think they will survive by finishing in 15th position and just holding on to their Premier League survival again. Now this is it. Everton, Bournemouth. Who do I have finishing 18th and getting relegated? Who do I have finishing 17th and staying up? I think this is going to go to the final game of the season. It's going to come down to the final game of the season. And I do think Bournemouth are going to survive in the Premier League and finish 17th and hold on to their Premier League status, which means I think Everton, after 2 years in a row surviving on the final day, will finally, after those 2 years of getting out of the relegation zone on the final day, this time they will be relegated into the Championship. So if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. My Premier League predictions as followed, as you guys can all see. I'm going to move this so you can actually see the whole thing. We got Champions Man City, Champions League, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle. Europa League we got Man United and Spurs. The Conference League, we got Chelsea. Mid-table, we got Brighton, West Ham, Brentford, Burnley, and Wolves. We then got Villa, Palace, Fulham, Forest, and Bournemouth surviving in the bottom half and then getting relegated from the Premier League this season. I've got Luton Town Sheffield United, and Everton. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your opinions on who do you think is getting relegated in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace!